Hey guys, we are back. It's Friday. It's been really fun doing these. I guess this is my second full week, and I've had really great guests and lots of local business owners, which was my goal, is to have a lot of local business owners. Today, I have Heather Summers from Park Home, but before I get to her, I want to talk to you a little bit about Burgers and Bands. I have not made an announcement yet because every time I think about making an announcement, I cry, and so I'm going to make it here, and then I'll make it over on Burgers and Bands in a little bit. But we are going to have to cancel the May event. I would like to try to do something else, but the truth is, with everything that's going on, it's just too up in the air to try to schedule bands and figure things out. We do plan on doing our October event, and it is going to be huge because we're not doing the May one. We're going to have to just make it gigantic with bouncy houses and bands and all sorts of things. I'd like to get therapy dogs. I'd like to get all sorts of things out there. So we're really excited about that event. We're really sad about the Annapolis event, the Severna Park event, because it is, honestly, it's my baby. It's been a huge part of what we do, and it's such a community event. Somebody said, well, you can raise money lots of other ways, and we can, and that's part of what I'm going to ask you. But it's also just this great community event where we actually come together and really show people they're not alone. It's an absolute showing of you are not alone. And so it's sad. It's really sad, but it's the right thing to do. We have to cancel it. We'll figure something out from here. I'm just sad about it. But I do want to ask you to please start making some donations over at burgersandbands.org. I'd like you to consider, God bless you, that was my baby. I'd like you to please consider even looking at some of our grants and funding an entire grant. If you're willing to do that, if you have the capability to do that, we still have, I forget how many. We have almost $50,000 in grants that need to be funded. Most of them are between $1,000 and $2,000. We do have one out there that's an outlier, that's from a school that is in a lot of need, and it's about $6,000. So that one, if you want to go towards Bates Middle School, please let me know, and we can put money towards a particular school. So we would really, really appreciate some donations up there at burgersandbands.org. All right, so now let's move over to Heather from Park Home. There you go.
Hello.
So, and we've got your nice background behind you. So I had to show you fully right from the beginning, but let me come in and join you. Heather, you have, tell us a little bit about your store, first of all.
So we are in Severna Park. We're about 2.5 years old. My husband and I run the store together. Basically just wanted to have something new to offer the area. Furnishings, artwork, rugs, lighting, accessories. So yeah, just wanted to bring in some new life.
Well, and you have really great quality pieces there too. It's not just, not pieces you'd pick up at home goods, right?
Right.
Quality.
Right. So we do try to balance quality with affordability. So we have solid wood pieces that will last, and they will cost more than pressboard pieces, but they're going to last you. And so we try to keep in mind different price points, different budgets, and just try to be mindful when we're placing orders for products.
Right. Well, and one of the things, we're going to talk about your live videos in a little bit, but one of the things I loved about your live videos was when you open the drawer and you can you show exactly how something is made, or exactly what good quality is. I thought that was a really good way of using your live videos. So we're going to talk a little bit about how COVID has affected you. COVID-19 has affected you in the store, but let's start with before the closing, before the restaurants closed. What was happening then?
So before the closing, when everything was going normal, we kept up with the news and what was going on. And then probably around mid-March, before schools closed, you could see the decline in the number of customers coming in the store. And once the restaurants, once the dining rooms closed and the schools closed, it really dropped off. And we were offering curb pickup. We were offering pay now, pick up later, just anything to still help customers. And people were still coming in the store. It just wasn't the same volume.
Right.
And then once the borders were closed to travel, that's when it just came to a stop almost. And everybody was scrambling. The restaurants were scrambling. Our other retailers around us were scrambling just to figure out how to do things differently.
Right, exactly. So actually you have a question over here. Michael asked, let me go there real quick. Are your products one-offs or mass produced?
Well, I guess both. We have custom pieces. The furniture line we're carrying right now can be customized. So the pieces we have we had them custom finished for us. So they take about 16 to 20 weeks to get in when they are customized. We also have pieces that we order in quantity, our smaller accessories. And then another thing, and I missed this spring, I go to England and do antique buying. So we mix in the old with the new, and I like the story behind everything that I find. And I look for the unique and the hard to finds, and mix it in with the new.
Yeah, and I actually love that. I came in a while back and bought the binoculars that say Army and Navy on them, and I think you said World War I.
Yes.
And I love having that piece in my house.
So. And I love the story behind all these things that I find. And
exactly.
So, I missed that buying trip this year because of what we're going through right now. It was canceled and the markets were shut down. So we missed that.
Right, exactly. Michael has a suggestion. Show. But one of the things I thought was, and this is just personal between the two of us, but I loved it when I came in and you had the, it's not the right word for it, the inauguration cups or the centennial cups.
The coronation.
Yes. So because when we lived in England, and the kids at school, I think it was not the centennial. Oh, what was it? Whatever her last one was.
The Jubilee.
The Jubilee. And at school, they gave out cups. And so we have actually a cup from the Jubilee. Actually, we have 2 or 3 of them from then. But I just thought that was a thing from then. I didn't realize that was a tradition that had been carried down. So
as far as I know, goes as far back as Victoria. Anything before that, I don't know if they made anything or if it started with Queen Victoria. But yeah. I'm kind of a royalty nerd.
Yeah.
Old royal. So I do collect a lot of those coronation cups and mugs and plates and any kind of souvenirs like that. So King George V, King George VI, Queen Victoria. And I use them every day. I drink out of my mugs, but I also use them and put little Christmas trees in them and decorate. Use them. Use these things. Don't just leave them on the shelf to look at.
I'm going to have to ask this, and I don't think I asked it before. Have you ever been to Osborne House?
No.
You've got it. When you go to England next, go to Osborne House. It is the best thing I've ever seen. It's so, because it was Victoria's. It was Albert's. It really was Albert's place, and oh, you'll love it.
I try to go somewhere new every time I go.
Yeah, it's just yeah. All right, let's go. First efforts after the closing. So you started with curbside. Then when you had to stop that, what kind of things did you start doing?
So I think after the closing, and we saw this coming, we anticipated the non-essentials closing down. So I think we just took a couple days off and took a break and tried to figure out how we were going to do things. And we could still do curb pickup after that for a while. My timeline kind of runs together.
Right.
It wasn't being utilized as much before the non-essentials closed. After that, customers were taking advantage of that. And it goes against everything about customer service, just putting it out on the sidewalk and closing the door and walking away. It feels really odd to me to do that.
Yeah.
So we did do that, and we were offering local delivery to the Severna Park, Arnold, Cape St. Clair area. So we did have customers take advantage of that, and that is still available. We will bring it to you.
Right.
Most things, not everything, but most things.
That's great. And then you started a new website.
Yeah, so that was always on my list of things to do. We had a website that was a landing page that would link to an online boutique, but I wanted something more cohesive and was more reflective of us and our brand. So I did reach out to Chrissy with Pongo's Interactive.
Yeah.
And her team was great. They got it put together in about a week.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And I still load inventory to it every day. We have lots and lots of inventory. And, before the closing, we were still getting in our orders from our market. So we go to market in January. One of the markets is in January. We were still getting in those orders, but I had also gone to Dallas to pack up a showroom. I bought the contents of a showroom. Just before the closing, we had received all that in. It was over 400 pieces of artwork, and we had it up on the wall. It's a great collection, but it's hard to get in all of that inventory. And about 2 weeks before that closing, so we get in the artwork and 97 pieces of furniture all at the same time, and then the store closes.
I know. I'm so sorry. I said I wasn't going to give a tip of the day, but I have some ideas for you that just came to mind. First of all, did you know that you can go to Google My Business and put in products there?
Yes.
And so use the link to your website to do that. You will actually make sales, probably one a day from it. But as soon as you put it on the website, then use the link from that, put it on there on Google My Business in the product section with your description and everything, and that will make a huge difference. And then the other thing is every time you add something, I'm so sorry, I'm all nerdy now. And I haven't done this with anybody, but it has just come to mind. So the other thing is when you're putting it on your website, the minute you put it on your website, go ahead and put that link up on Facebook and say, hey, now look what's new to the website. And I know, you're doing the live videos, but that was my tip of the day. I had to put it in.
No, we're working on all of that. We still load inventory every day. I'm trying to work on a live video every day.
Yeah.
Post a photo of the product.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think, doing that, making that process, and we do this we have another retail store on the Eastern Shore, and we do that for them. We add it to their website, and we take it from the website, we put it on their Google business page, and then we put it on social media. And it's just one, it's a way of getting it out to different places, because right now you got to do everything you got to do. But truthfully, it's a good habit to be in when life goes back to normal. Right. So tell us, so I want to tell everybody out there, you were terrified of live videos.
I did not want to do it. And I would walk around the store and tell my husband, I need to do this. I need to do this. And it took me days before I finally did it. And I've done one almost every day now. It's out of my comfort zone. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Sometimes I feel like I'm just repeating myself every day. But somebody new will see what I'm discussing. So it has helped boost sales. And, being closed, we are not selling the way we would be if we were open.
Right.
So, we just hustle a little harder. And it's working. We could not hold our spring cleaning sale this season because we're closed. So we ended up doing it live.
Yeah. That's, the one on the Eastern Shore, that's exactly, he actually just had he had an end of season sale for all of his spring stuff, but he already had it. He was like, that's it. I'm having an end of spring season sale now because I need the stuff out of my store.
Right.
What am I going to do with all this stuff?
So that creates another problem for us too. The things that, we can't move the merchandise as fast as we need to, not being open, which means we are not clearing out the storeroom to make room for our fall merchandise, which starts arriving, as you know, July, August. Fall merchandise is here. So this will create a problem for us for the next year.
Yeah. No, and I think we're going to see that with retail stores around the world, really.
Right.
So I want to talk about style trays, but just before we got on, so for those of you watching, this is how this normally works. Normally I tell, we talk about what we're doing and then we go, and then right before we get on, something gets mentioned that I don't have time to make a banner for. So I want to say, you started with these style trays and I want you to talk about that, but then I want you to tell me about the, I'm losing the word for it, above your fireplace, your mantle.
The mantelscape.
Talk about both of those at the same time.
Okay. So one day while I was closed, I just put together, I styled a 3-tier tray. And I put it together the way I wanted, took it apart, and then put it back together, filming using a time-lapse video, just to have a video.
Right.
And then posted, I can style your trays for you. I wanted to do these little style boxes and I could not figure out how I wanted to do them. So I put it out there, and the next day a customer asked if I would style a tray she already had. And I said, sure, send me the measurements of your tray and what you're thinking. You have colors, what would you like to see in it? And I took a tray the same size, put some items in it. I sent her the picture, and sometimes it's hard doing this on Messenger, but that's, the way we have to work right now.
Right, exactly.
And there was one thing she didn't like. I took it out, replaced it with something else. She said, perfect. I bagged it up. It was at her house within an hour. And she took a photo of it. I posted it the next day, and we were flooded with requests. So one Saturday, we spent the entire day styling trays for customers, having them spread out around the store, taking photos, sending them to the customer, tweaking them how they wanted them. And then once they were approved, they paid us, we bagged it up, and we spent the afternoon dropping off.
I love that. I love that you did that. And I love that you found just something that's like, okay, this is something we can do. And we were going to talk about this a little later on about support you've gotten, but that's kind of an example of the support you've gotten. There's, people do want to help small businesses where they can, but they can only do it if you give them the way, right?
Right.
If don't tell, so I would just talk to I work with a jeweler, and I just talked to him about this. I'm like, we need to show them more. Show them who you are, and give them a way to help you. And you did that with the style trays. So tell us about the mantle pieces.
So same with mantles and tablescapes. Send us the size of your mantle, show us a photo of it, give us the dimensions, and we are working to style mantles just the same way we did the tray. So, I'm using what I have right now. You see behind me a table with a mirror on it. That's my mantle that I'm working on for customers right now. We're limited by the depth of the mantle sometimes. You can't put things on it you want to because of the depth, but just working to make people's homes pretty right now. They're stuck inside, and they want to work at.
I just had another idea for you, and maybe it would be fun for us, and not such a, for me, it wouldn't be such a formal video. We wouldn't do it on ASMM. Maybe we'd do it over on my personal one. But we're moving into a house next week. Actually, we go over Thursday. Thursday is all about setting up Zane's music room. This is the kind of mom, this is what our life is like. So Thursday is about setting up Zane's music room. Because they won't move, nobody will move his musical equipment. It's all these guitars and drums and all of that. And they're like, we're not touching it. So we're moving that ourselves, and we'll do that Thursday. Friday that we move into the house. But maybe when I go over Thursday, you and I could do a live video, and I could show you the house, kind of give you a tour so that other people would see it as well. But then you could give me ideas as we walk into the room, and people can see what you do.
Sure.
What do you think about doing something like that?
Let's try it.
Because you do that for other people too. You can help them. They can show you their room, and you can help them figure out some things, right?
We're doing a lot of that by email and Facebook right now.
So that would be kind of fun for people to see that you have that ability. And, so we could talk about that more, but it was just an idea that came up. Also, Michael asked this, you did explain it, but I would like you, if you don't mind, if you have a picture of some of them that you did, maybe put it in the comments after this.
Sure. So yes, so we have trays, or if you had your own tray, we started this right before Easter. So customers wanted something springy or Eastery, and we would just put little objects in, a vase with flowers, a bunny figurine, some Easter eggs, just anything for a centerpiece, basically.
Right. This is something, Michael, I just want to say, because you still, I think, have a 6-year-old at home. This is something that when you have a 6-year-old at home, you probably don't put out. It's gonna mess up. But life does get easier. And Zane is 13 now, and I don't have to, I do have to worry about Rocky. There's a lot of stuff. Nothing sits on my table is low because Rocky's tail is just gonna knock it off. But that's what the style tray is. All right. So I don't want to end this I'm going to end it on a positive note, but let's talk before we go to the positive note. What are the biggest obstacles right now?
I think the biggest one is the unknown. We don't know when we can open again. And, just like everybody else, we're going day by day. The other obstacles, the small business loans and grants, before we could get any money, it ran out. We've applied for things, but still holding on. The unemployment website went live today, and of course it's crashed. So yes, I have sold things while we've been closed, and it's not near what we would, like I said, if we were open. So we're trying just to get enough money to pay the rent, but I haven't been paid. So, just those kind of obstacles, and getting in new products, because a lot of the companies that we order things from are in different states. Some of those states are shut down. They can't get their orders out. We can send in an order to get in the queue for the orders to go out, but we cannot get the orders right now. Right. So it depends on the company and the state that they are in, but we just aren't getting in the products that we would if we were open.
Yeah. And that's, and that's a big, I keep going back to this, all of these ways that this is going to be an ongoing thing.
Yes.
I just said, I've got a son who's having a birthday, and I am having an impossible time because some of the stuff he wants, like, you're going to help me with some scented candles, right? But some of the things by the way, he's not on Facebook, so he's not, he's not seeing this. But some of the things that he wants, first of all, the stores are either not open at all, or they say, we are not going to get this to you for 8 weeks.
Yeah, you don't know. So the same with us. A lot of our companies have gone to offering drop ship, so we could ship directly to the customers. But we have to check every day to make sure that product is in stock with that company before you pay for it, so we know whether or not you will get it. And we're at the mercy of UPS, FedEx, and the Postal Service right now. We don't know when things are going to arrive until they show up. We can order them. We don't know when we're going to get them. So we're not making any promises right now for anything. Right. You get it. We just can't give you a date.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think of this until my jeweler sent me these great, they were maybe I'll put these pictures in the comments too, but he sent me on Sunday pictures from an engagement. It was a proposal. That's the word I was trying to come up with. This guy who had proposed, but the guy came in a few weeks before all of this started, and he found the diamond, he picked the diamond, and then they had to have the ring custom made. Well, everything closed, and so this ring has been being custom made wherever it is, and then it was sent to him, and then he had to bring his jeweler in, but you can only bring one person at a time into the store, so he left the diamond and the setting sitting there and said, here, I need you to put it together. And then he came back and drove it out to the guy, but this poor guy, here he is trying to propose and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the whole process to happen. So it's crazy.
Yeah, we've had to adjust.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's end. Before we tell everybody, I'm going to put this up there so people know how to go and shop and buy from you, because you are locally owned. You do this work all yourself. You're not a chain. You're not getting the support from the government that we were hoping we could get. Because Ruth's Chris and those others are getting. But let's end on some positive. Tell me some of the positive things that have happened.
So we have had phone calls and messages from customers that they're rooting for us. They hope to come back soon, and they look forward to shopping again. And some of them are in the same boat we are. They are small business owners and they're going through the same thing. So they understand it. And you see the community now really rallying behind small businesses. And I hope they continue on that track, that once the small businesses are open and the big stores are open, that they continue to support the small businesses, because it's not just at Christmas and around Small Business Saturday. It's all year round. You need to support your local businesses.
Yeah, yeah. So, and it is nice. The leading ladies, I've watched some of the ladies there, rally around some small businesses. The problem is that people, we talked about this in the beginning. I love that people are going out to eat and they're ordering, but when they talk about the COVID-19, that could be part of the problem. I'm just saying, because you are going out to eat a lot more. You're not going out to eat, but you're ordering your food in.
Right.
But the other thing is that people don't realize that it's not just restaurants, there's retail and there are service companies and they don't know how to help in those situations. So, some of the things they could do, for you, they could buy from you right here. They could buy a gift card for somebody, so they could support you that way. Service companies, they can make, go ahead and make, even if you don't want to have somebody in your house right now, there are things you're going to have done.
Right.
Your chimney inspected. You're going to have, if you've got electrical issues, you really should take care of those. So there are things you can call now and at least schedule for later, right? To try and think outside that box.
Right. And even we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Share the post, like the post, comment on the post. You don't have to spend money to be supportive.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, actually, another thing, and this is not my specialty here because Ethan has taken it over for us, but you can set up a shop on Instagram. Have you done that yet?
Well, yes, but it is not easy to work with.
No, it's not. That's why I said, if you need help, ask. I'll give you Ethan and you can talk to him because he's been doing it for us.
Yeah, before the new website started, that's what I was working on. And I finally just threw my hands up. And it's so much easier to work on our website.
It really is. I think that people, it's nice to have things out there in a different way, but it is really, it's first of all hard. And secondly, you're learning something that you're only going to use once, right? And then you're never going to use it again. For us, we use it and it's like, oh, okay, well, cool. We're going to do that again. Right.
It's very time consuming. So you could spend 8 hours just loading inventory and maybe just get a few things up. So it's every day.
Exactly. How mobile is your computer right now?
I didn't. Laptop, so I can move it.
So what is your favorite piece in the store right now? And could you show it to us?
I might have to make a path. You want me to move around?
You can move around. I'm going to put it so everybody can see the whole store.
So, okay, I'm going to apologize in advance because the store is a little messy.
It's beautiful.
We keep moving things around. Yeah. So I'm going to show you this artwork that from the showroom in Dallas. So of course it's going to be backwards, but it's over 400 pieces. There are loads of pieces in these collections. They're not all on display, but they are here.
That is awesome.
The length of the store.
I'm loving the Union Jack, though, actually. I think it's probably going to need.
And there's an American flag, too. I think it's right.
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually wondering how that would go in my new office and my new house. So I love this. Heather, you've done an absolutely wonderful job. Thank you for coming on here. I'm going to, let me tell you who's coming up next. By the way, parkhomestyle.com, but how else can they get you?
You can call 410-544-1127. So I do have the phones forwarded. So when I'm not here, I still can answer them. Email heather@parkhomestyle.com. You can message us through Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. So please do reach out to her. Please, if you need a birthday gift, we've been saying this a lot. Love isn't canceled. Just because, your birthdays aren't canceled. Your celebrations shouldn't be canceled. So please do shop local and get your things for these occasions from somebody like Heather. Because here's the thing. I've been trying to shop for a boy, and so I'm not shopping mostly at places like Heather's. I'm having a heck of a time getting it from anybody else. So this is a really good way to get what you need right now when supply is difficult to get, so go ahead and call Heather. Also Monday, I have George B. Thomas coming up. He has a group called Beyond Your Default. I want to tell you, I met George last February, I think, and he's one of those people you meet and you just kind of fall in love with. And I fell in love with him, saw him again this year, and I was reinforced about what a great person he is and how much he cares about people. And he's going to talk about living your life beyond your default, going and past that comfort zone and doing something like Heather's done, start a business. I know it's scary, and it's really scary right now, but that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. You're going to love him. He's a speaker and an MC. So speaking is what he does. He's really good at it. So I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Heather, thank you so much. That piece right behind you has caught my eye. I'll ask you more about it later. But I absolutely love your store. I absolutely love what you're doing and how you're supporting the local community as well. I will see you later. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.